Praise be to Jesus. Hello everyone, Charles here with you. These are your morning Catholic news briefs for Wednesday, October 3rd, 2018. Okay, well, we need to start here. I'm going to go back to what I was talking about last night. I've obviously made some mistake here, and perhaps a couple of them, and I need to correct these. So first of all, one comment said that the only way to lose or not be in the state of grace is through mortal sin. All right. So and I thought about that a minute, and I thought, well, I should look that up, and I probably should have looked it up before, as part of being prepared. To put the video together, but I didn't do that. Thank you for telling me that. I did take the, I did take the time to look it up, and apparently she is absolutely correct. I would say that just because you're in the state of grace, it doesn't, it says a lot, but at the same time, if you don't go to regular confession, I think, the first thing you're saying to God when you don't go to confession regularly is probably that you're not really interested in, correcting your venial sins, because, at the end we say a prayer that says that you will, try to do better, or, whatever the exact words are. I don't need to say the prayer here. Excuse me. And the more venial sins you commit, and the longer, it just seems like, you get grace when you go to confession, to help you. So, and it is a sacrament. So, apparently I would think that, when you see 98% of the people at Mass go for communion, apparently, a good part of them are in the state of grace. So you can't lose the state of grace through venial sin. So that's my error. All right. So I'm sorry that, this should teach me to make sure about what I'm saying. All right. So there's that. Now, the other thing is, a man was confused. He was saying that what he heard was that, the inspirations of your guardian angel always come from God. And of course, that would be true. I might have muddled all this. I think what's important here is that you need to figure out whether the inspiration is coming from your guardian angel. And, inspirations come from, they can come from saints, they can come from Blessed Mother for sure, since she's the dispenser of graces. So, it's not only your guardian angel where good inspirations or inspirations from God come from. I might have made it, I probably made it sound like, I guess I was just unclear about that or whatever. But, when you receive an inspiration, you still need to test the spirit. So I think that's really the bottom line here. So I think that's all I'm going to say for now, and let's go on with the news here for today. I'd like to add a little bit more to this. This is sort of something that I just thought of. I'd like to apologize to the Pope for saying he was wrong, because he was not wrong. Of course, what we just said, which was, I think what my problem with this is that he's giving people the idea that what seems to be a good inspiration would always come from their guardian angel, which of course would come from God. And that's not, I don't think that's true at all. That couldn't possibly be true. So what my problem with all this is that it's again omission. He's leading us to believe, or he wants people to believe, that there's no need to test the spirit, that your inspirations will always come from guardian angel, which, so they come from God, and we don't need to test the spirit. We don't need to question how we get from point A to point B. If it seems good, just go ahead and do it. It comes from your guardian angel, which is always a good thing. See, this is where the error is. Again, in his omission of really being a good teacher and really explaining that inspirations come from the enemy. And, he doesn't talk about testing the spirit. He doesn't talk about what steps you would take to get to what you consider to be a good end. So this is my problem with what he said. Again, it's the omission part of what he said. All right, so now I'm done with this topic, and now we'll move on. As allegations and investigations of sex abuse in the Catholic Church become more widespread, a new Pew Research Center survey finds that confidence in the way Pope Francis is handling the crisis has plummeted among U.S. Catholics. Just 3 in 10 Catholic adults say Francis is doing an excellent or a good job addressing the issue, which is down 24 points since 2015 and 14 points from when Pew Research Center last asked the question in January of this year. While 7 in 10 American Catholics say their overall opinion of Pope Francis is favorable, 6 in 10 now say he is doing an only fair or poor job handling the sex abuse scandal, including 36% who say his efforts on this front have been poor. This is nearly double the share who said he was doing a poor job at the beginning of this year, and triple the share who said this in 2015. A man who says he was sexually abused decades ago by his parish priest said Tuesday he is suing all Catholic bishops in California and the Archdiocese of Chicago, seeking to compel church officials to release records on clergy abuse. The filing Tuesday in Los Angeles by Thomas Emmons claims a civil conspiracy among church officials to cover up clergy sexual assault and move offending priests to other parishes. Emmons said at a news conference that he was abused for 2 years starting in 1978 when he was 10 years old by Monsignor Thomas Joseph Moran. The priest, who is deceased, arrived at St. Anthony Claret Catholic Church in Anaheim in the early 1970s from Chicago, according to a lawsuit. This lawsuit is to find justice, to get the clerics at the top to come clean and tell the truth, Emmons said. Chile's Roman Catholic Church has apologized for a set of conduct guidelines for priests dealing with children that has caused outrage, just as the South American country is being rocked by a widespread clerical sex abuse scandal. The recommendations include asking priests not to touch the area of the genitals or the chests of minors, kiss them on the mouth, spank them on the buttocks, or lie down to sleep next to boys, girls, or teenagers. Absolutely amazing. Priests are told to avoid some behaviors, including taking photographs of a child, teen, or vulnerable person when they're naked because it could be misinterpreted. Yeah. The document published on the site of the Archbishopric of Santiago was signed by Cardinal Riccardo Azadi. He is under investigation by prosecutors for allegedly covering up years of abuse and is expected to be questioned on Wednesday, which is today. Nearly 1 million people have flocked to cinemas across Poland in the last 3 days to see a movie that depicts Catholic priests in a highly unflattering light, breaking box office records. Its distributor said on Monday. Clr, which means clergy, is a dark drama with moments of bleak comedy about 3 fictional Catholic priests who swill vodka and mock the church. One sexually abuses a blind orphan boy. The film has fueled debate about the church's influence in one of Europe's most devout nations. The movie distributor said 935,000 people have seen it in the 3 days after its launch. It scored the best opening of the year and the best opening in Polish cinema history over the last 30 years, beating 50 Shades of Grey with about 834,500. It said in a statement. See, whoever thought, it's like Holy Poland. Whoever thought, it's just it just right away reminded me of Fatima when Blessed Mother said that Russia would turn communist. I mean, people, the vast majority of people didn't believe this at all. They laughed at it. They thought, holy Russia? I mean, this can't be true. But yet, what was it, 11 or 12 years, I think in 1929, that's exactly what happened, you see, and people didn't pray the rosary, so, what she said came to pass. Well, that's all the Catholic news for now. If you want to pray the St. Michael's prayer, that'll be coming up in a moment, and enjoy your day or evening, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye.